I should do the water. Water is actually going to come out the side of the building over here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to again start another line and do another line string. We'll call it water service. And we're going to set that on the proper layer for water. We got 8-inch PVC is what we're going to use. That's fine. Again, if we're using a different type, we'd probably create a different layer for that type. And you'll see where these types come in later when we do takeoff, but we're going to keep that layer there. That's what we're going to use. I'm going to click OK. And for my coordinate, I'm going to come in off this building. We're going to go nearest. So I'm going to click that building there. Again, we're going to come back. We're going to drop this down 5 feet. And then we're going to insert a point. And we're going to come out. We're actually going to run this over and run the water line, so we're going to put a hydrant here and a valve. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put we'll go perpendicular to this guy here. And we won't worry about the elevation, so we'll save that. Now I want to come from here and I want to go a deflection with a specified angle of -45. Okay, so if I go to length, you can see -45 is that way. We actually want to go 45 because we're going to the right. So I'm going to go length, and we're going to put a 5-foot length in here. Don't have to worry about the elevation. The angle is going to be the same. The length is going to be different. I'm going to take my length. We're going to actually come down over to here. So we'll pick a point right about in past our sanitary. We'll save that. This time we are going to go negative because we're going to the left. So I'm going to go negative and put in my 45 here. We'll just do another 5-foot length and another -45, and then this length is going to take us down in here. So we'll just pick a spot right there and I'll hit save. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our vertical and we're going to add in some vertical points. So for our water, we're going to make sure that we got our proper clearances through all this. So what I'm going to do is my vertical, just to be sure, is I'm going to come in and I'm going to set a point at this crossing. So I'm right clicking, going to select crossing. I'm going to pick that. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say long line snap. I'm going to pick this power line. I'm going to right click and pick at crossing, and it's going to pick up the elevation at that power line. All right, so I want to make sure that I got proper clearance. I know I'm coming out the building at 450. That is 450 there, so we're going to come in and actually drop this down. We may, have to drop from the building down a little bit more, but we want to make sure we've got 2 feet of clearance between the water and the power. So I'm going to come in and put a -2 feet there. I'm going to save that. So I set that elevation there. I'll make sure I do the same thing for the gas. I know the gas, I think we'll probably be good on the gas, but so we actually want to make sure that we clear this the sanitary as well, and the storm. So the storm is the big one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my crossing at this point and my elevation along the line at this point here. I'm at 446, so we're going to go -5 to drop that down. Okay, so we're taking it down below that storm, and I think we're above the sanitary over there because the sanitary looks like it drops down quite a bit, which should be that line over here. Okay, so we should be good. So then these over here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure I'm below the surface. So I'm going to put a VPI here, and I'm going to right click and say from surface snap, and that surface is going to be my finished design. Pick that point there, and I'll just make sure I'm 5 feet below the surface there, and we'll pick this point here, and same thing, I'm going to say from surface snap, finish design, pick that, save that. Okay, so as you can see, this one's jumped up. We got to do some more, so I'm going to do the same thing here, right click, from surface snap, I'm going to pick our finish design, pick that one, we'll save. Oops. So we want to go back and make sure we're 5 feet below, -5. Alright, so we're dropping that one down. I think we're going to do the same. I actually want to be lower. Oh, we don't have to be lower over there. We're just dipping down. But let's go lower over there. Let's match that up. Let's get rid of, so we're 441 there. Let's go ahead and get rid of that elevation. And let's make this one about the same. So we'll make this elevation the same as that point there. So let's just make it 441. So we'll just drop that down. Then we're going to go down the bank. So we're going to make sure we put a point here. We'll insert another point. We know we got a straight grade slope. So I'm just going to pick a point here. And I'm going to pick surface snap. Again, picking the finished design. I'm just going to pick this, and we'll go -5. Okay. You see it's taking shape. We'll do another one over here from the surface snap of our finished design. At that location. Oops. A little bit. Remember, we got our boundary in there, so we're just gonna pick that point there. We'll go -5 there, and then we want to take this down to our pond. So we'll go there. Same thing. Surface snap. Finish design. That one. -5. Save that. Okay. And then we're just going to come across and we'll pick our point here where our surface snap as well. Finish design. Pick that point there. And we'll go -5. Okay. So now we have all our utilities in. What we want to do next is just kind of do some checks to make sure that we've got our clearance. So if we come up here, what we can do for our natural gas, we can come in and look. If we turn off our finished design surface, we can flip these guys up and see we got some clearance there. But if we come in and actually use our Explorer and we pick this object, we can see where this information is. So if I look at this gas line, I right click and say station at crossing, and I pick this line here, it's giving me an elevation there of 448. So let's say it's 449 for the elevation of the gas line. Okay. Now if I change and pick the sanitary and do the same thing, right click at crossing, I pick this line, I can see I'm at 446. So my sanitary is definitely lower. If I've got an 8-inch sanitary, so we're at 447, and I was at 448 on the gas line, so I know I'm good, right? So we can just double check. If I come in and right click crossing, I pick there, I'm at 448.8. So I definitely got my clearance that I need there. Again, depending on where you're at and what your jurisdictions are, you may have different clearances. The same thing, I can pick this distance along, right click, station at crossing, pick this, and I'm at 448 on the natural gas there, and the electric line at that particular point is at 450. So definitely got my clearance there as well. Okay. So I could check a couple other spots, make sure my water line is crossing, the sanitary over here. So if I pick the water service, I can come in and make sure that I've got the proper clearance, especially at that point there, which looks like it's the natural gas line. So the natural gas line looks like it might interfere with our water line. So let's pick that, and we will go at crossing here. So my water line elevation is 444.2, and my natural gas at crossing that water line, I'm at 443.8. So my natural gas is at 443, and we had to take into account that we're actually got some pipe diameter. We got to account for that. So it looks like our water should probably drop down a little bit to get below the gas line. So what we can do is pick this water line here, right click, edit, and we can make sure that we're below that gas line. So what I'm going to do is just insert a VPI at this particular point. So we'll go at crossing, and I'm going to pick along line snap the gas line, and we'll say a crossing of that. We'll click OK. So it has an elevation there. Let's minus that down. We want to be lower by at least 2 feet. We'll hit save, and we can go back and adjust this one as well, or leave it, let it come back up. So we'll go ahead and adjust that one down. Let's take that one down to what's this one? This one was 441. Is it 446? So let's go ahead and make that 440 and save that one. So we're dropping that one down as well. So again, we can take a look at this one in the profile viewer and turn on our surfaces. Look at our finished ground, our rock, and our original. Make sure we're not in a rock. We're definitely below our finished ground. So again, just some ways that you can do this. Again, there's multiple ways depending on what type of detail you're looking for, but that actually is one way to add in multiple utilities. And the reason that we might do this, you may not have to do it in 3D. You could just put the schematic in there if you're just looking for lengths. But when we get to the takeoff chapter, we're actually going to show some details of pipes and stick lengths and a bunch of other detailed information about the quantities that we're looking for. So we're going through that exercise to show that in this, just more so to show you the tools and some workflows and how to use these features of Business Center. It may not be what's needed on your particular project. You may just keep it simple and just do a schematic 2D layout, but I want to go as to much detail as I could to just show you the different techniques, different features, different ways of editing things, because it's going to be helpful no matter what part of the program you're using. So that wraps up the utility chapter, and we'll go on to the next chapter after this.